Hello Virgo, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the They Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Alright, I already shuffled. Relationship first, single second. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to see if I can leave my cat out. I don't know if it's going to work though. Hold on. But you go over that. Anyway, okay. I might have to put him away. Sorry about that. I'm just seeing if I can get away with leaving him out. Usually I have to put him in another room. Alright, you got harmony going on here. Harmony, I feel like that's what you're working towards, to be honest. Is it happening? Yeah. Is it going? Are you going to achieve it? You may be able to. Because what I'm getting here, and I'm getting on the outside, you may not be seeing it. But what's going on the inside with your partner, if this reading hits, and I feel like as you go along, you'll feel more and more if it does resonate or not. But they're saying the base of this seems to be your partner has a lot going on, trying to juggle a lot of things, and the Devil card is telling me it's kind of like this person is just doing too much. And I feel like they're insistent on it, and I feel like that's the Devil card here. The Devil comes in a lot of different ways, and I feel like spiritually what this is saying is this person is just like doing too much. They got abundance and organization here. There's things they want. There's things they seem to be insistent about, and I feel like they're just doing too much. And I just feel like they're running the gas tank pretty low. It's like they're running on fumes, and I just feel like this is not a good situation. Doing too much, insistent on it, wanting too much. I feel like this person needs to slow down and downsize. For the Devil card, I mean, the Devil card is the Devil card. It's not a good moment. But when I'm feeling like what's going on here, it's just like they need to slow down and downsize, and they don't want to. They want everything that they're having. They want to keep everything. They're insistent on it. They're running on fumes. I feel like this is really gonna. This is just like too much. Really needs to downsize. Really needs to slow down. And like I said, for the Devil card, I don't really feel like it's that bad, but I feel like this is affecting you. Because I'm seeing what it's doing for you. Spiritually, you got the Ten of Swords. I'm wondering if you're caught up in this as well. Yeah, I see you. I know. I don't know if he's going to jump up on the table. I'm just kind of watching him. He's a little bit of a brat sometimes. He's cute, but I think he's like 1.5, so he's one of those cats, if you know what I mean. Very mischievous, very insistent. Let's see if I get away with it. Yep. Stop. Hey. I might have to put him in a room. So if I disappear, I'm putting him in a room. Yeah, I hear you. You got... I'm trying to get into this card, and I see... 1 minute. Come on, Bob. Sorry about that. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, so I'm seeing this spiritually, you got the Ten of Swords here. And I'm seeing like there's so much going on. Your partner's just doing too many things. I feel like for you, you're watching this and you're not happy, but I'm trying to understand exactly how you connect. Is it because you're being drawn into it, or because you're seeing this, like, sooner or later this is going to come crashing down? I'm getting there's confusion going on here. I'm seeing this Ten of Swords energy spiritually. Like, I'm feeling like you're fearing the devastation, or you're just kind of like, everything your partner's doing, it's just not... It's either they're not around enough, or you're really worried. One of the two. It could be a combination of both. More than likely, a combination of both. That they're not around enough, and you're worried because you're just like this could go really bad. You're just like you're running on fumes. It's just like for some of you, I feel like some of you are worried about them driving places. Like they're running the tank so low emotionally. Like they're just running their own. Like you're worried. Let's just leave it at that. You're worried. Like something could go wrong here. Ironically, I don't see anything like that causing a problem, but what I'm getting here is you're trying to be patient. You're feeling like they're going to come to their own realization that they need to stop. I'm getting here, the Judgment card is what's kind of, it's in your challenge position. Like, I feel like you're waiting for judgment to be passed, in a sense. Almost like the situation is going to fall apart on its own. You're just wondering how it's going to fall apart. But I'm getting like this is your challenge card to say maybe you need to push forward. You need to kind of be a little bit more insistent that they kind of slow down or kind of minimize, downsize what they're doing because they're doing too much. Like, I'm trying to slow down, but I'm noticing like an anxiety feeling come on here. And I feel like you're very worried and you're just kind of like, what am I going to do about this? How am I going to fix this? Now, what's going on here right now is you got the Ten of Cups with the Destiny. Oddly, I mean, you're getting along with your partner. You love your partner. There's a lot of love here between the two of you. But I'm getting the Ten of Swords like you're really worried. And you're trying to find a way to successfully slow this down. But it doesn't seem like you're able to. It's just kind of like the challenge card here. The Judgment is like you're having a hard time getting them to slow down. They just seem to be talking you in circles, I feel. And the Destiny card with your Ten of Cups is like, I feel like the Destiny card is saying that you're always going to get along, you're always going to be fine. It's disrupting that harmony. And I feel like this is more of a challenge. Disrupting that harmony to get this situation to minimize, to get your partner to minimize. And I feel like you might be even looking at this like, you know what, even if we have to end up moving and downsizing to that level, that would be better for you than something happening to your partner, because I feel like you're worried that something will happen to them. And I feel like you might have to be more insistent, like, you know what, we're going to have to find a different way to do this because this is not good. I feel like this is not safe is what the problem is. I'm getting anxiety again. I feel like you're really worried about your partner and what's going to happen here. I'm also getting, on your partner's side, the Nine of Cups, like there's a lot of material things that I feel like they're enjoying right now. This is too much. This has to be downsized. They're running on fumes and they're insistent on doing all these things so they can keep up with all these things that they want. But I don't feel like a move is necessary, but I feel like downsizing to some effect, selling some things off, getting rid of some bills, some unnecessary bills, like maybe, for example, if you have if you have a very high phone bill, there we go. Can't say the word exorbitant. Can't say it still. Like cutting it down to like, you know what, maybe we need to go onto a different plan for a while. So like our $200 bill becomes a $50 bill a month. And then maybe say you have too many internet things going on. You're like, maybe we have to cut out a bunch of internet things instead of having like $100 and something bill, bring that down to $10. I feel like you can see a bunch of things that can be cut down and minimized. Even like, for example, say you're leasing a car and you're like, I don't think we can lease the car anymore. Maybe turning that in and getting something smaller or finding something that's a little bit more in your budget. I feel like there's a lot of things here. There's a lot of things here that can be done to minimize. It just may be one of those situations where at first glance you'd be like, well, we need all these things. But you don't need to have all these bells and whistles on your phone. You don't need to have all these internet options. You can actually even dial back, like for example, say you have this fastest internet. Maybe you can dial that back too. You know, there's a lot of things you can dial back on is that I'm getting in, like maybe not eating out as much. Cutting down costs at the grocery store. Things like, there's a lot here you can do. This doesn't have to be completely out of control. But I feel like there's a level of comfort here that your partner really enjoys, but I feel like you're looking at it, and I really feel this anxiety welling up in you. You're just like, you know what? I don't mind tightening in the belt. I don't mind doing things a little bit more restricted. As long as I have my partner, as long as nothing bad happens to my partner, I will do that. It has no effect on me. I don't care. I don't need. We can even cut the internet right out. I would rather do that than lose my partner. I don't really care about these stupid phones. We can get rid of those too. As long as I get to make sure my partner is safe and not, running on fumes and possibly going to have a problem. This anxiety on your side. If this is connecting, I have to be honest. If this reading is actually for you and connecting, you have anxiety about how much your partner is doing, and it's making you quite nervous. That's what I'm feeling. If this reading is for you, and it's not for everybody because it's a general read, I get that, the anxiety is really, really strong. Really strong. And I feel like you're getting along and you just don't want to cause a problem. You're hoping that, they're going to come to the realization that they need to slow down. You're trying to find you're trying to find peaceful ways to slow this down or to circumvent the situation, but I'm getting what needs to happen is you need to sit down with your partner and you need to start insisting certain bills get cut down. I feel like you need to start insisting things need to slow down, and I feel like you first need to start with what bills you're going to cut down, and I feel like your partner's going to then kick in, but I do all this work so we don't have to do that, and you're saying, and I feel you kind of can come back with that's not going to be necessary anymore because we are cutting back these bills. I feel like that would be your strongest, if this anxiety is connecting with you, to get past this, that would be your easiest way to correct the situation. Not to have a talk with them and try to get them to slow down, but yet come at it the way of okay, I went through all the bills, this is what we're cutting back, I'm cutting back on this, we're cutting back on this, and just being insistent on it. And then you could say, and since we're cutting back on all these things, there's no reason for you to work that much. There's no reason for you to burn the candle at both ends. There's no more excuse for it anymore. I am cutting these back. There's no reason for all this. We're cutting it back, and we're going to cut it back for as long as we have to make sure you don't do this again, because I'm not going to allow this. And I feel like that's the angle, because I'm getting when you do this, the conversation comes forward. You don't expect it to come through in a very energetic way, but I'm getting your partners pushing back, we don't need to cut back those bills. And I feel like you're pushing back with strength, saying, well, we are, and then there's no reason for you to do this. The anxiety is really strong. And that devil card's there, though, so if this is hitting, I feel like this is one of those indicators to let you know that that's there. The devil card in your spiritual sense for your partner, the devil card is on your partner's side. That's to say that this person is being insistent on all this material wealth, and it is not necessary. It's creating chaos, it's creating confusion. This keeping up with the Joneses attitude or whatever it is, to where they have to have all these bells and whistles, it's not worth it. And I'm feeling you know that. And that's the way to do it. Cut down the bills. Just insistent, all these bills are going to be cut back. If it has to go all the way to the way of cutting back, releasing this car, well, we're going to turn that car in and we're going to get something that's a lot cheaper. We don't need these bells and whistles. There is no reason for it. Safety, keeping you in my life, that's what's necessity here. That's what we must do. I must make sure you're safe. If you're not going to make sure you're safe yourself, I'm going to make sure you are. And I'm going to take away the reason you have for doing all this extra work. And then there's going to be no excuse, and you're going to need to pull back. I'm getting there's a lot of energy coming through you when this finally comes out, and I don't feel like you're expecting it, but you're very upset is what I'm getting. And I feel like you're trying to keep it together, and I feel like one of the reasons this is kind of hard for you, and there's a lot of anxiety, is because of all the love you have for your partner. You don't want to I feel like you don't want to come off like you're insistent or you're trying to push them, but I feel like where it's going is there's no choice. It's really I feel like I'm getting caught up in this wave of emotion, it's pushing right up. Really, it's poof, and I'm trying to find is there a way to slow it down? And I don't feel like there is, because I feel this happens. When this happens, I'm getting. Your partner is stuck with this Hermit card as their challenge card. I feel like when you start cutting down the bills, cutting back on the bills, your partner is kind of stuck in this moment, they don't like it. They don't like it, and they don't want to cut back on the bills. They want to keep everything they have. But you're being insistent, just going forward and doing these things, cutting back on the internet costs, cutting back on the phone costs, whatever you can find to cut it back, you are doing that. And in fact, again, in some respects, you might be just going at a deficit on your own. Like, I'll just cut back on what I'm doing, and they feel like when they see that you're tightening in your belt and you're not spending any extra money, they're watching you pull back, and I feel like this is making them really think, because they feel like in some cases, you're tightening everything you can on your own. If it's the internet stuff and all the phone bill, you're doing everything you can on your own. I feel like you're insistent on you're not going to eat out. You're holding back. You're making sure that it might even be like bringing lunch to work. Whatever you need to do to save money, so there's no reason for this extra work for your partner to be, running on fumes. You're doing that, and if they are refusing to do it, I'm feeling they're seeing you. I feel like you're still doing it anyway. You're insistent. I'm seeing they're watching you do it, and then it's having that effect. Like the Hermit card is happening. Even if they're fighting you on this, and you're pulling back and tightening in the belt, and they're not doing their half. They're just keeping going on the same path. They are noticing you're doing it, and I feel like it's having an effect. It might take a little bit. It might take a week or two for it to really sink in. But I feel like when you're doing it and you keep reiterating why you're doing it, it just makes it harder and harder for them to stay in that same mode. I feel like they're not enjoying all those bells and whistles they have anymore because you were refusing to participate in it. Is that right? Okay. A lot of energy with this. If this is hitting, there's a lot of energy here. Now, what makes things better? What makes things better? I'm getting, you start to bend the rules a little bit. And I'm feeling like the Two of Pentacles is where you're kind of like, all right, what means the most to you? How much do we need to do? Like, I feel like you're telling this person, your partner, this is not going to, we can't keep going this way. You're really making me nervous. I'm really worried about you, something happening to you. I'm not with you just for, for kicks and giggles. There's another word usually in there, but whatever. Kicks and giggles. I'm not just around for the good time. I'm here because I love you and I don't want anything happening to you. And I'm feeling like you're working with your partner like, all right, what are the things you really insist on having, and how much is acceptable that we can pull back on? Because we have to reel some of this in. But I'll work with you and we can see what we can actually deal here. What means the most, but we definitely have to pull this back because I have to make sure you're safe. I feel it keeps coming back to that. I know that might seem a little hokey, but it really feels like this is what it keeps coming back to. I feel like the Ten of Swords, in your spiritual sense, you're worried that something's going to happen because they're doing too much. I'm getting it over and over again. Over and over and over and over again. Especially when I see the Ace of Cups with the Ten of Swords, I'm getting, it's really a concern here. And I'm trying to make this go faster. I feel like I've talked about this for a long time, but I'm getting you're finally going to get them to a point where they have to look at the longevity of the situation. They have to look at like where they're going. And I feel like you're even starting to point out to, I don't know if you're starting to point out to them. I feel like they're starting to listen to you, where you're telling them, this isn't going to work long term. You can't do this for months and months and years and years. You're gonna run yourself into the ground. And I'm feeling like you're pointing this out, and they're getting on point where they're seeing what you're talking about. They're realizing this cannot go on forever. It can't keep going like this. Now, this is not easy, because you're doing this Two of Pentacles thing. You're trying to get them to help you out, to work with you. And I'm getting the Four of Cups is on your side with, and it's matching their King of Cups. I feel like they're coming at you with a lot of love, and they're trying to convince you to just let it be. But I get you with the Four of Cups here, like you're giving in to a point. You're not getting things are not calming down to the level you would like them to, but you are getting enough that the situation is improving. I feel like your partner is like coming at you with all this love, and they're convincing you to like allow this and allow that. You are getting some change here, but not enough to where you're completely satisfied, and I'm getting that's why you have the Four of Cups. So things do seem to be changing, but I'm getting like your partner's kind of insistent. Sorry about that cat hair flying around here. But I do feel like it's working out, and I feel like it's better than it was, but it's not completely where you want it to be. I am getting on your partner's side, though, and this might be what makes this really make a difference. your partner has the Temperance card with the Joy card, and I feel like they just want to enjoy what they have, and I feel like that's the big thing here, and you're a big piece of that. I'm getting with Temperance was what makes this better is like I feel like all right, you got enough to make it notable that there is change here. I'm getting if you keep being persistent over time, which seems to be this seems to be something Virgo can do in my opinion. Like they can keep at something and keep working at something to make things better. I'm getting this is going to be a situation you have to keep working at it. You have to keep downsizing. You have to keep getting them to downsize, and you have to keep on them that like we're not adding more bills, we're trying to reduce what we have. And I feel like over time, because the Temperance is making things better for your partner, you are getting your way and things are smoothing out. It's going to take a while, a good while to really get this to slow down and go down to a safer level in your opinion, but at least you're now heading in that direction and you're getting your partner to at least work with you on the situation. It's not going to happen quickly. It's going to take some time, and I feel like that's a strength of Virgo. Virgo can withstand the endurance it's going to take to make this happen. I feel like you are getting this to change the way you want it to. It's just taking a lot longer. I don't feel like this is ideal, but this is better than it not changing at all. Did we get there? Whew, I feel like we're done with that one. All right. How long did that go on for? 21 minutes? I mean, I got up and put the cat away at one point, but I feel it was a good 20 minutes anyway. Woo! That's the longest one we've had so far in this section. And ironically, I'm trying to make them quicker because somebody told me that they're seeming like they're getting a little long. So I don't need to make that one that long, but I'll try to make this next part a little quicker. Let's do Virgo singles. What do we have for Virgo singles? Messages for Virgo singles, information for Virgo singles, single Virgos. Alright, single Virgos. I'm going to shuffle those other cards too. Alright, now let's see how this turns out. I have to be honest here, I'm not really sure which way this is going to go for you. I'm not sure just yet. This could end pretty well. I'm definitely one of those readers that I have to pick up the card and see what the card wants to say to be really sure if this is going left or right. So we'll find out in a minute here. Now, see, I'm feeling really good at the end here. So let's see. I feel like this is going to go well. Let's find out. The situation I'm coming into, though, I feel like you already have a predisposed opinion about the person who is seeming to want to get your attention. Somebody wants your attention. Somebody's trying to get closer to you. You got the Knight of Pentacles here, which just, to me, it doesn't mean this person is an earth sign, even though that's an earth card. It doesn't mean that. What this means to me is this person is not giving up. They want to get in your life. They want your attention. They want to start dating. They want to get to know you. They want something to happen here. And I'm getting like, in the past you have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you already have an opinion about this person. And without going crazy about all the possibilities of what you might be thinking, it's not the best opinion. Let's just leave it at that. It's not, it's an opinion that makes you not want to really date them. Let's just leave it at that. Fill in the blank however you wish. That's the gist of it. As we're coming into the current time, I'm getting the Moon with the Justice card. I'm getting things, like I feel like this person is kind of starting to win you over a little bit. And I'm getting the Justice card here saying, you know what? Like this person starts to win you over, but I feel like you're just kind of snapping back to your original thought. Like, I don't think I want to do this. It's almost like the Moon popping in here. Like the moon lasts for what, like 3 days? The full moon lasts for like 3 days? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is, depending on how you feel about it. Let's leave it that way. But it's pretty much when the full moon, it's kind of like, that's as long as you're considering this. They're starting to win you over, but it's only for a short period. Then Justice pops in here, and you're standing in the spot of the Three of Swords, nope, the Six of Swords. You're just like, no, I'm going to stick with my original opinion, and I think I'm going to move on here. I think I'm going to let it be. Now, the kicker to this whole situation, is in your thoughts, you have the Queen of Cups. I feel like this person makes you nervous. You have a predisposed opinion about them, but you could fall for this person, and you seem to see it that way. Like, I'm not falling for him just yet. For him, her, they, whoever this person is, the gender doesn't matter. However it works for you. But you're just kind of like, those feelings could happen here, but I don't think I want to go against my original opinion here. I don't think I want to go that direction. The thing is, this person, you got the Hierophant here, they just keep working at you, and they keep, like, it's almost like kneading the dough, or like working with clay. Working with clay feels better. Like, when you work with clay, like, especially if it's cold when you first start, it's hard, it's not really easy to move. You gotta warm it up, you gotta kind of loosen it up, you gotta massage it a bit, you gotta make it more malleable. You gotta make it more so you can use it. You gotta warm it up so you can use it, so you can move it around. That's what this person is doing. They're warming you up. They're massaging you. They're getting you more conducive to what they want. They're like working out the rough spots, and they're trying to get you to give them a chance. The thing is, I'm seeing at the top here, and this might be an interesting card for this reading, the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like, you know what? They're really working to win you over. And I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles as saying, you know what? They're kind of working for that harvest. They seem to realize maybe right now they can't pick that fruit. Maybe not right now, but they're feeling like if they keep working at it and keep tending to the crop, they're going to be able to reap the harvest. Harvest the goods, whatever you want to say. They're going to get what they want. Let's just leave it at that. Because they're not giving up, because they feel like they can win you over time. They don't want to give up. And in all honesty, they might be winning you over slowly. That Moon card pops in, you kind of feel like, maybe you want to give this a try, but that doesn't last very long, and you snap back to your original thought, like, no. Justice pops in here, like, no, I know how I'm feeling, I know what I'm thinking, I'm not going to go this route. I'm not going to do it. The thing is, you seem to be trying to move on. The Six of Swords is where you're standing, but this person is still trying to coax you, trying to massage you into seeing them. And I'm getting they're still working at it. They're still working at it. You go into the future a little bit. The wheel turns in their direction. And I'm getting like they're coming forward, and I'm seeing the beauty here. I'm feeling like they're addressing your concerns, and they're just really having a very intimate talk with you. I feel like whatever it is you need from them to show them this is worth a shot, they're doing everything they can to show you that. The wheel is turning in their favor because I feel like either one of two things. They're asking you what's holding you back, what problems do you have, or two, you're flat out telling them, this is what I've seen from you, this is why I have this opinion of you, this is why I don't want to date you, which ironically is giving them the chance to show you the contrary, the truth about what they feel they are and why they feel you should give them a chance. The wheel turns in their favor. The beauty comes forward in the sense of like the truth about why you don't want to date this person is coming out one way or another. Either they're asking or you're telling them. One way or another, it's coming forward, and they're coming forward to show you why that's not a valid reason to not see them. They're giving you proof, or they're just calming that fear, whatever it might be. And I'm getting they're showing you the effort. That's the key. They're showing you the effort. They've been trying, and now they're showing you the effort to why you should give them a chance. Whatever it is that you think is a bad idea to see this person, they're doing their best to show you that that's not the case and that you should give them a shot. Where this ends, the Six of Pentacles with the Victory card. I'm getting you will give this person a shot within parameters. Within parameters that you've already decided, like whatever it is that bothers you, whatever it is that you have this predisposed opinion of this person, which there's a reason behind it. It's not out of thin air is what I'm getting. Within parameters, you're willing to give this person a shot. And you're giving them this chance, and you're just like, well, here's what I will do, here's what I won't do, here's what we can do. You're giving them the shot within parameters. And I feel like the victory here is telling me they think you're worth it, and they're going for it. They're going for it, and they're helping you see them in a different light. And I feel like this could go very well for you. But from that moment on, it's either make it or break it. Either the proof is in the pudding, in the sense of like they prove that they're worth your time, or they prove the opposite, that you were right all along. If they prove you wrong, you'll go forward with them. If they prove you right, you're going to drop them like a hot rock, and that's that. Him, her, they, whatever they may be. And that's that. That's very to the point, I'm noticing. A lot of energy. I feel like I'm pulling on the energy from the first part of this reading, but that's okay. Anything else here? Alright, I think we're good. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.